Hello, hello, people of the internet. It is I, Soul Rack Dragon, here, back with more Fate Stay Night Remaster. Where today we're going to continue with day 12 of Unlimited Blade Walks, or day 13. You know, as I discovered in the last one, the day count might or might not be the most accurate measure. May or may not. But yeah, just as a recap last time. Well, actually, before the recap, if you're watching this on YouTube, please be sure to like this video to show some support, subscribe if you want to catch more content, comment on the video if you've got any feedback, I will respond, and I'm trying to do better with that, and follow me on Twitch so you know when I go live. Also, link to the Discord is in the description below. But yeah, as a recap, last time on day 11, it was a three-person date between Shiro, Seba, and Rin, and the date was quickly soured at the end when it was revealed that Castor was somehow in Shiro's house and had taken Taiga captive. We tried giving up to her willingly, only to end up being contained in, like, some weird glass tube thing, and that was a bad end, but Rin kind of put us out of our misery in that one. And in the not bad end route, we also kind of gave up our right, or no, we were about to give up our rights, but then Saber intercepted us from giving up our rights, so we lost Saber instead. And Saber tried to kill Rin through a command seal that was given by Media, and Shiro saved Rin, and passed out and was taken back to Rin's house. And that's kind of where we left off. As Rin is saying to essentially, you're no longer master, you don't have to do anything anymore. So, yeah. We're gonna proceed here. It looks like day 12 is starting out with an interlude. I said yes, load the game. No idea how long day 12 is gonna be, but the story is fast accelerating. There is generally 15 or 16 days. Again, the day count is weird and wonky. So, we'll find out. We might be in the final stretch. Well, we are in the final stretch, but how far into the final stretch, it remains to be seen. So, Interlude 12-1. The stone room is illuminated by the light of dawn. This is underneath the church. I recognize this from the Fate route. The light comes in from the ceiling, dilutes the darkness underground. Every entrance and window is sealed off, but even that cannot block the sun. Even this place that should be closed off in the darkness benefits from the break of dawn. Or not. Okay, so they're reusing set pieces. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with reusing set pieces, but, hey, Infinity Lord, welcome to the stream. Howdy things. Whether it's an entrance or window, they were originally created to let things in or out. The cracks cannot be covered, and besides, it cannot fulfill its duty as a passage if it is completely closed off. If one wants to completely avoid the sunlight, there cannot be any entrances from the outset. If one prefers darkness, they should dive underground to the bottom without a way to return. Yeah, those can be a pain. I, meanwhile, got through to 40 floors through the second half of the tower event in my own time on FGO today. Oh, it was easy? Nice. Lucky. I tend to have difficulty with those sometimes. In that regard, this underground sanctuary is not perfect. The sunlight exposes all secrets without preservation. The hidden sanctuary was easily discovered, and the owner was eliminated just as easily. There are traces of blood on the floor. The original owner of the sanctuary was defeated by an intruder. The supervisor of the Holy Grail War, Kirei Kotomene, was removed from the stage by Castor's hand. Oh, so this is there! I thought they were just reusing set pieces. I thought so, from what I can vaguely recall from the anime, Saber is taken back to Ryoto Temple, but it looks like that's not what actually happens. But Kotomene's been defeated. I don't think Kotomene has been actually defeated, but we'll find out. I mean, the lack of any Gil around would definitely contribute. And the lack of... Well, no, he's got Ku still, but... Actually, what happens to Ku and UB-dubs? I don't remember. Huh. Interesting that I can't remember what happened to Ku Kulan and UB-dub. The battle was already a few hours ago. The underground regained its silence. The new owner of the church is standing still in the darkness. But the winner scorns herself. Castor glares at the darkness with an irritated look. First of all, she doesn't like this sanctuary. Neither the hidden sanctuary nor the secret sanctuary hidden beneath it suits her tastes. The light that comes in is unpleasant, and she didn't like the priest that she finished off earlier either. And most of all, the most important objective has not yet been accomplished. She was shocked at how poorly things were going, and even considered reducing this place to ashes. Poor Seba. Fortunately, she restrained herself from such an atrocity. It's not because she regained her composure, nor is it out of respect towards the church. She suppressed her emotions solely because of this sound. I still have 24 advanced quests myself. I don't think I'm gonna get them all done by anniversary, but who knows? Who knows? This faint, periodic noise. The painful voice that escapes from this woman is like heavenly music to her ears. For the time being, she enjoys the spectacle. Yeah, kind of forgot that Castor is a little bit of a sadist in this mode. The groaning sounds of pain come from a girl. The voice that escapes her mouth is too weak. Her anguish would cause those who listen to feel the desire to protect her, or sadistic feelings on the contrary. Of course, she is the latter. Sweat drips down her forehead, just from watching her cute lips bearing... Okay. Yeah, Castor is definitely a sadist right now. The cold room seems to get warmer. Sure, why not? How impressive, Saber. I can't imagine resisting the command spell all night long. Oh, all the that's an interesting effect. Piecing all the fragmented pieces together like that. That was a very good effect. In the back of the sanctuary, the girl tied from the ceiling can only pant. As long as Saber continues to defy the command spell, she has no free will. I'm pretty sure if she gave in to the command spell, she would have no free will. Additionally, Magecraft so strong that it is visible tortures her whole body. The command spell pressures her from the inside, and Castor's Magecraft tortures her from the outside. Yeah. Foreigners are OP against the Zerks. And then the alter egos just rinse the foreigners. It is how things should be. Saber's reasoning is disappearing. Even then, the last remnants of her pride are keeping her at bay. Neither the binding of the command spell nor Castor's Magecraft can take away her underlying principles. Therefore, the torture lasts forever. Castor watches that process, the girl desperately holding out, with joy. It was Castor's idea to put her in a white dress. Rustic armor is not appealing, and most of all, it doesn't suit her. If she is an innocent saint, then she should be in a pure white dress when she falls. Yeah, that does not describe Seba. Castor, I'm getting some Shiro vibes. I'm getting some sexist Shiro vibes from you here, Saber, or Castor. Do not be like Shiro. How brave. No matter how much you resist with your will, your body, made to be a servant, won't keep up. You can tell that the command soul is slowly infringing your mind, right? You'll be mine in less than a day. In that case, is it not easier to surrender and be docile? The voice resists, painfully. Even though her reasoning is melted, she will not yield to Castor. Just as Castor says, she will put up with the torture until the command spell fully controls her body in the very end. You're stubborn, Saber. Yes, but I will forgive you. I like girls like you. Your blonde hair, petite body, and that boyish gallantness. Everything's so cute. Also, your loyalty to choose death over betrayal is adorable. So blonde hair and gallantness kind of describes Jason to a degree. I don't think Jason really has a petite body. So, but that really does prove that Medea has a type. Medea likes boyish, gallant figures. Blonde, gallant figures, to be specific. Because, I mean, Jason can be gallant at times. He's oftentimes not, but he can be sometimes. Really, I want to step on you and crush you. Okay, yep. Sadist. She stares at the girl with eyes mixed with hatred and pleasure. If Castor puts her mind to it, she could get Saber to surrender in an instant. Saber's freedom is taken away from just one command spell. Then the result is obvious if she corners her with two. Saber will become Castor's without the need for such torture. But she'll not do such an inelegant thing. Castor should take her time finishing her, since Saber is a lovely tool. Yes, it's boring to control your body with a command spell. I shall have you become my servant out of your own will. Yes, I'll destroy your heart before your body. She now holds the strongest piece in her own hands. There is nothing threatening her victory. The whereabouts of the Holy Grail is a concern, but that is a matter of time, just as she decides to enjoy the fall of the King of Knights as a reward for her evil scheme. What are you doing, Castor? Suddenly, an emotionless voice calls from behind. Yeah, the thing is though, Castor, Medea, there's a certain king that will not be pleased with what you're doing with what he believes is his. She turns around immediately. Above the sanctuary, someone is slowly making his way down the stairs that lead outside. A lean, ghost-like figure appears from the darkness. There are no footsteps, nor a presence to be felt. The man comes down into the sanctuary and keeps a straight face after seeing the bloodstains on the floor and the girl tied from the ceiling. Castor's attitude changes right away. Her expression changes from irritation to and pleasure to that of a tense servant. Why are you here? I believe I asked you to stay at Ryoto Temple. I questioned you first, Castor. I asked what you're doing here. The man, Soichiro Kuzuki's voice does not change. A voice with no inflection is more terrifying than any threat. An emotionless voice is like a mirror. An awareness of one's guilt. This voice is more fearful to those who have greater guilt. She's not being questioned by Kuzuki, but by her own self. Castor holds her chest and reports the whole story to Kuzuki. He's not someone who can be fooled. No, he's the only one to whom she cannot lie. I took away a servant from one of the masters, Shiro Emiya, yesterday. I let him go, but he's no longer our master. If he's smart, then he should not oppose us anymore. Oh, that's the thing, though, Castor. That's the thing. Shiro Emiya is not smart. I see, but I've not given such an order. It was an arbitrary decision, Master. After that, I attacked the church to obtain the vessel for the Holy Grail. I killed the priest, the supervisor, but its whereabouts are unknown. That was also an arbitrary decision, So the reason you haven't returned is also because you've not yet found the Holy Grail. You did go through considerable trouble to obtain this place. It would be a waste to abandon it without finding what you're after. Kuzuki's words are not blaming her, but Castor only felt ashamed of herself. She killed the priest who knew the whereabouts of the Holy Grail, but she has yet to obtain it. On top of that, her arbitrary decisions that she needed to keep secret were revealed. What else can she call this other than a failure? And I am now remembering what happens to Q. I understand the situation. Can you explain the reason, Castor? I'm sorry. However, this is all for you, Master. My objective is to lead you to victory. There is no other reason. A long silence. After hearing Castor's strong declaration, Kuzuki simply mutters, I see. Then you cannot be away from here. If another master finds the Holy Grail while you're away, then your efforts will be in vain. Then, Master, you may investigate until you're satisfied. I shall remain here as well until you're done. You are not fit to fight by yourself. You need a guard until Saber is under your control. No, there's no need for that. I can keep her under my control without your help. and I don't know how long it will take to find the Holy Grail. Besides, it's dangerous here. You'll be safer if you return to Ryoto Temple. That is true, but if I do that, I cannot fulfill my objective. Those words were unexpected for Castor. He didn't have an objective. What kind of objective can this man have when he has no interest in the Holy Grail that can grant any wish? Hurry. If you cannot find it, that's fine. I'll not question your achievements. Just produce results. He tells her simply and goes back up the stairs. Castor watches him, dumbfounded. The darkness is still silent. The footsteps heading above ground cannot be heard. Interesting. Very interesting. So they are at Kotomene's church, which means technically Kojiro would be an easy takedown now. I open my eyes. My eyes aren't the only thing that wake up, as my sleeping mind wakes up as well. The wound is not a problem. I check the wound on my left shoulder. It still hurts, but there's no intense pain like last night. The heat in my body has gone down as well. It shouldn't be a problem for me to move around. I eat breakfast and fill up my empty stomach. Food comes before anything. My body won't move how I want it to, unless it gets the nutrition it needs. Alright. I reapply the bandage on my left shoulder. My exposed skin and wound have turned to dark blue. So he still has a fair bit of accelerated healing, considering he literally got run through in the shoulder. My wound hasn't healed up, and I can see dark red skin peeling through. Of course, Saber's not here right now. I disinfect for my peace of mind, put the gauze over it, and wrap bandages around it. Wrapping bandages and constrict the wound is the most primitive first aid treatment, but I have to do this or my wound will expand just by moving my left arm. All done. Just need a weapon now. Shiro's going on the offensive. The sky is cloudy. It must be really cold today, as there's still frost left in the yard. But this has nothing to do with me. I don't feel any cold. My body is so hot I want to pour ice water over my head. Even then, my body is much better conditioned compared to yesterday. Yesterday at this current time? Probably not. Yesterday by the end of the day? Probably. These bamboo swords are the only things I could use for weapons after all. I chose the ones that seemed like it could pass magical energy through it the best and wrap it in my bag. Shiro, you have literally demonstrated that you are capable of projecting archer's swords. So just project his frickin' swords. Plus, it's an element of surprise as well. Then I slap my cheeks. I don't know if it was to psych myself up again or if I was preparing to never come back here. I don't know why I did it myself. I sling the bag over my right shoulder and head outside. A place where I've spent many years. I didn't even look back at the shed that could be considered my own room. Okay, where is Shiro going? Is he gonna go to Reen's house to try and convince her to let him fight? Well, even though I decided to fight, there's still plenty of problems. I have to make clear that what I need to prioritize and what I need to do, or else it'll end up with me it'll end up without me being able to do anything. There are two paths to take. Oh. That's a bad end. That right there is the most obvious bad end possible. Like, good lord, could they be any more obvious with the bad end? We just had a whole 15-minute scene about how Castor has taken over the church, how Kuzuki is standing guard at the church. I think it's safe to say that, from a meta-knowledge perspective, going to the church is a bad idea. But I want all the bad ends. So bad ideas ahoy. Excuse me. I'll go to the church. It's irritating to have to ask that priest for help, but I'm not in a situation to be caring about such thing. Even if meeting up with Tosaka and getting Saber back with her help is the best option, I have no way of finding out now that she's disappeared. But that priest should know Tosaka's whereabouts, and maybe even how to fight against Castor. Right. My body feels heavy. The wound in my shoulder aches with every step and raises my body temperature. The small hill looks like a wall now, but it'll end soon. I'll be released from this weight once I go up the hill and reach the church. You'll certainly be released from your weight some way, in one way or another. The church looks as if it stands near the sky. Blood is dripping down my chest and armpits. My wound opened up again, damn it. I wouldn't think that my weak spirit made the wound worse. My body should have been resting to start with. Of course my wound would open up if I pushed myself to move. But if I see Kotomini, even that, well... He may not be able to treat me, but I'm sure he at least has some medicine. His role is to protect masters who cannot fight anymore. This is ironic, but I have the right to receive protection from the church since I lost my command spell. Only a bit further to the church. I'm concerned about Tosaka's whereabouts and about saving Saber, but for now I just want to sit and cool my heated body down. The lights are out in the chapel. The church is so quiet that I feel chills. Hey, he's saying the words for me. Kotomine is nowhere to be seen. I wouldn't think that he would be out. I feel a person's presence. The church isn't deserted as I hear some rustling sounds in the middle of the church past the chapel. Something's off. My impression and the truth are conflicting. I can't gather my thoughts. My wound is aching and I'm unable to tell what's conflicting. What's going on? Where is dangerous? An earthquake. I stop before sitting down in a chair. A shelf might have collapsed from the earthquake as I hear ceramics breaking and Kotomine's voice. He's in the back. Lights are out in the chapel. In that case, today might be a day off for the church and the priest might be in the back. I don't know if churches have days off. I wouldn't think it would be accepting visitors if the lights are out. On a day like this, it's hard to keep walking any longer without any treatment, but I cannot collapse into the chair. I have to see the priest to have this wound treated and to find out where Tosaka is. And he's just going further into the spider's web. When I exit the chapel, there's a courtyard. I couldn't tell from the outside, but there seems to be a plaza set up in the center of the building. The corridor surrounding the yard is intricate and reminds me of a monastery I saw in a book. Huh? I stop. I feel like there was something stuck to the pillar I just passed by that shouldn't be there. I thought I would see you again, but I didn't think you would be this soon. I almost fall as I turn around. I'm unsteady on my feet and lean against the wall of the church to prevent myself from falling. Castor! Why are you here? Painfully, I bear the pain that digs into my shoulder and stare at the shadow in front of me. That's my line. I thought you wouldn't be able to move for a while with that wound, but you're more than I expected, boy. The purple robe comes closer. Ooh. Not an instant bad end. Very interesting. Huh. Very interesting. Oh, that was a split decision, too. So, because we have high enough affection with Reen, we were able to go... Okay, so having high enough affection with Reen gave us the choice to go and see Reen. I imagine if we failed the affection check, we would get this scene, which would not involve us going to try and confront Reen, which would have automatically sent us to the church. Okay. The thing is, though, is any one of these could still be a bad end. Okay, if, again, from a meta-knowledge perspective, the flowchart seems to flow upwards. An upward flowing flowchart would imply that this will have us continuing from this pathway. So that would be what running away is, right? Yes. Find an opening is at the very bottom of the flowchart. So that could very well lead to a bad end, because I'm pretty sure bad ends can be at the bottom. The bad ends tend to be on higher... Nope, they can be... Yeah, bad ends can be at the bottom. Do I go for that? I think I do. I want to see this bad end, so we're gonna find an opening. Or try. It's useless. With so little power, you cannot get away from me no matter what you do. Caster's voice echoes. Where am I? Wait, what happened to my vision? Caster. I swing around my bamboo sword in a world without direction. I don't feel it hitting anything, and I don't hear the sound of it cutting the air. I just end up using my energy and worsen my wound. Whoa, a little close there, Caster. Don't worry, I won't kill you. You're valuable since you're rare. I'll prune you suitably and use you as a wand for projection. Ooh. That's a terrible fate. My internal organs writhe. My body doesn't move one bit, but my insides rotate like the inside of a dryer. I'm surprised your body hasn't given up even though I got a hold of your mind. I like you even better now, boy. Saber will soon be mine, so I shall treat you importantly like I did her. I was able to stop the rotation that made me want to throw up all of my organs. The purple mage reaches out with her finger stained with someone else's blood. I let that man go, but I won't let you go. Now I'll let you see your beloved princess soon. My vision is cut off. I don't feel my limbs, and the only certain thing is the pain in my shoulder. But that ends quickly as well. So there was no opening for that one. Dead end. I wonder, do all of them lead to dead ends then? Let's see the Tiger Dojo. Is Taiga still out, or... Premonition of Heartthrob. That was an animation. Is everyone doing well? This is the Tiger Dojo that saves unlucky people like you who are hit head-on by a truck after trying to take a shortcut. Well, the cause of death this time is pure bad luck. Going to the church itself is the correct choice, but I recommend at least trying to look for Tosaka a bit more by yourself. Hey, why are you frozen, Ilya? Wait, did you accidentally eat something spicy? Are you ignoring me? Hey, that's rude. Answer me. Give me attention. I'm lonely. Ah, shut up. Oh, are you awake now? Don't "are you awake now" me. I was frozen from shock. Fainted. Ectoplasm. What? Why? Why? What was up with that intro? What was that? Isn't this the Tiger Dojo? I don't get it at all. A magical girl was like that, you know? You don't know that? Your pitiful face pisses me off. First of all, are you of an age even to be a magical girl? Even all of Fate, the only one suited to be a magical girl is me, and... senpai. That's a call out to what will be in the future. Anyway, that intro is no longer allowed. This is the last time you can make the magical girl joke. I see. You wanted to be a magical girl too, huh? Sorry. What's impossible is impossible. There's a saying to place the right person in the right place, you know? But I'll work something out for you. Yeah, you have an evil personality, so I think you'll make a good enemy. Like German Jim Shorts or Admiral Hell Tiger. Who would play such a weird character? Hurry up and go to Valhalla, you drunk tiger. I have a feeling we have a new rival. Okay. So, it says restart from the most recent decision point. I'm curious, though. Are all of them going to lead to this point here? Let's see fight. Yep. Same dialogue. Even though it's not glowing green, at least it is. Yep, she's gonna turn him into a wand for projection. Again, the surprise on the mind and not giving in. Yep. So, same exact result if we try to fight, try to find an opening. One more thing to try, and that is to see if running away does anything. Or if it also is just, you know, yeah, going to the church early. Obvious bad end is obvious. gonna see if this is a new one or not. It is not a new Tiger Dojo. Yep. The dialogue is green. So this feels like it would be a trap if you don't save often. Let's find out if Runaway. Yep. Runaway is the same as well. So this is pure dead end. It's kind of what I expected it to be, but that just... Okay, so I had been talking, like, a couple streams ago at least, about wondering if, like in the Fate route, there is a dead end if you do not have high enough affection with Seba, if there's a similar thing here in UB Dubs with Reen. And given that split at the start of the day after the interlude is done has a Reen heart on it, I'm guessing that means that the only way you can get to have the choice to go and seek Reen out is if you have a high enough affection with her. Because otherwise, just per the flowchart here, if you have no affection with Reen, you would get this one, and then you would probably be locked into going just to the church, straight on. That's my guess, at least. I'll find out when I back play through everything. That is the same image 3 times in a row, that's hilarious. Okay, but let's go meet up with Reen. Meet up with Tosaka. She told me to withdraw now. If I'm going to refuse and fight, I need to let her know that I won't withdraw on my own, and that we're still cooperating. Excuse me. And I can't let her fight by herself. I owe her big time. I can't step down until I repay her for that. And she always screws up at the most crucial moment. She's so unreliable, I can't let her be alone. I adjust the bag on my shoulder. Wow, Shiro. Wow, someone's being sexist. I'm aware I won't be of much help and that she will object, but I can't obtain a peace of mind until I see her face. This is hypothetical, but if she gets hurt without me knowing, I can't even be there to help her. No, that's a true statement. If she gets hurt without you knowing, then you cannot be there to help her. That is a factual statement. I sit down on a bench and rest my burning body. It's past noon. I've searched all around Shinto, but I haven't found anything. Damn, I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I didn't think I would find nothing. Also, just thought process here. The previous day was considered Sunday, I want to believe, so Shiro is just straight up skipping school at this point. I knew that I had no way to find Tosaka from the start. I tested my luck and looked around town, but I couldn't find her or even traces of her. The other masters aren't coming out either. I guess there's no need to even attack me now that I don't have a command spell. Tell Ilya that. I take a deep breath and lean back on the back seat. I won't get anywhere like this. She isn't naive enough to show her trail, and my last resort to use myself as a decoy to lure other masters is failing so far. I get a bit uneasy. I can't find her, and I can't save Saber. They might already be in an irreparable situation by the time I find them. Irreparable. It's still noon. I won't let that happen so easily. You know, she could be at school. To be completely fair, she could be at school right now. Just saying. I stand up from the bench. I ignore my left shoulder that starts heating up again and leave the park. Which one was that? Infinity Lord, which was your next advanced quest? I'll search one more time from the start. There's no doubt that she's in Shinto. It's the same as last night. I don't know why, but I can instinctively feel that he is around here. Yeah, makes sense. That tracks why he knows where he is. It's not as uncertain as a premonition, but close to conviction. Another interlude. Okay. When did I figure out the truth of that dream? A desert as far as I can see. The infinite swords stuck in the ground do not have a wielder. The sky is stormy and there's no forest or ocean in the far horizon. A hill of swords that continues endlessly. A graveyard of steel that has no user or owner. I realized from the start that was the scenery inside of that hero's mind. After a sequence of many events, one who becomes a heroic spirit ends up in that place. The throne of heroes. Yes. There are those who left this world loved by many people, and those who left this world being praised as noble kings. There are those who died in battle wishing to fight, and those who pass on after leading a long, fulfilling life. However, there seem to be many who are praised against their will. And if true heroes are those who legitimately earn their title, then these are different heroes. They should be called Avenger, the anti-hero, that ended up in that place because of their reversed fate. Those who are in opposite position as heroes yet worshipped as heroes as a result. Wrong on so many levels, Reen. Avenger could be considered an anti-hero, yes. But that is such a wrong interpretation of the Avenger class. The Avengers are not people worshipped as heroes. Even those who are treated as heroic spirits, who both hate and are hated by humans, are used as guardians. But he's in a gray area. Nice, nice. He's not a true hero, or a rare Avenger. His efforts were unrewarded and his life ended in betrayal, but he never hated humans until the very end. That too wore away. Avengers don't hate humans, though. I don't think, at least, Shelter doesn't. He must have gotten worn out. I was mistaken. Heroic spirits, familiars called servants, positioned as guardian, the counterforce of humanity. They are two completely separate things. They're summoned to various ages and prevent the destruction of the world. The only condition they have is the destruction caused by humans. Destruction caused by nature and external factors are not solved by the counterforce of humanity, but by that of the world. That's why the only thing heroic spirits who become guardians see is self-destruction. An existence only to eliminate destruction created from human desires. He made a contract with the world to save humans and became a hero. In return, he became a counter-guardian after his death and was shown humanity's self-destruction over and over again. He was summoned as a heroic spirit as a counter-guardian to save people, yet he has been forced to clean up after people's misconduct. It didn't take long for him to start thinking that was in vain, and he couldn't help despising the human world. And in the end, even after he died, he kept getting betrayed by the ideal he protected. Yeah, it's kind of dark. What happened? Do you feel dizzy? Rin Tosaka wakes up, being called upon suddenly. She slowly looks around. This is the foreigner's cemetery. It's only past 7 p.m., but it's deserted. Well, the hill where the church stands is always deserted. Sorry I was sleeping. I seem to be tired. It's understandable. You've not slept since last night. If you're not feeling well, then shall we postpone this? There's no need to attack right now. No, we can't take our time. We found out where Castor is, so we should settle this now. Reen declares and notices her body is warm. It must be because her familiar, Archer, had protected her from the cold with his cloak. You realized I was asleep. It's rude of you not to wake me up. Well, I don't see many people sleeping while standing. I had to observe it since it was so rare. Oh, Emiya, when you get to Chaldea, or Archer, when you get to Chaldea, you'll see the Master of Chaldea sleeping on their feet plenty of times. That's even worse. Who are you staring at a girl's sleeping face? Don't worry, I swear I've not done such a rude thing. But I did hear something. I can close my eyes if I try, but that doesn't work for my ears. I see. Did I say something, Archer? Yeah, you muttered several unsettling things, like how you were displeased and pissed off. Okay. Reen sighs with relief. The dream that she just saw cannot be discussed. She can't have Archer know about it. She likes their relationship. In order to maintain that, she must hide the fact that she knows Archer's past. Let's go, Archer. I know a bit about the church. I have an idea where she may be hiding. She brushes away Archer's cloak and stands up. Archer protects her back silently. Then, Have you ever regretted what you've done? She asks without turning around. If possible, I don't want to wait until the end. Even when I've really been beaten, I want to grit my teeth and be stubborn. But I bet that's hard. Harder than I can imagine, I suppose. That kind of idealism depends on the person. There are some who can and some who can't. You're the former. Those kinds of people do not make any mistakes and don't think about their own. You make it sound like I'm some kind of brazen tyrant. That's good self-awareness, Reen. A vibrant person shines brighter than others. Those kinds of people never grit their teeth. So, this is my personal opinion, but you're definitely one of those people Reen Tosaka believes in her own path until the end. The knight in red cloak says, as if singing. Reen blushes at his answer and asks her main question to him without looking back. Then what about you? Do you believe that you're correct until the very end? I'm sorry, but that question is meaningless. Why? That's not something you can't answer, right? Her voice is slightly nervous. To that, the until the very end part is meaningless. Did you forget, Master? My final moment ended long ago. The Red Knight answers in a dry voice. Yeah, bit of the nihilism, or whatever it is, from Archer there. Defeatism, that's the word I was looking for. And I sigh and lean against a sign. I searched around until the sun set, and the only thing I found was how useless I am. The wound on my left shoulder is aching. I don't know if it's because my bandage is getting loose or if the wound itself has opened up. Anyway, I can't waste any more time. If I can't find a certain lead, then it'll end up just like last night. Where could she be? I recall when I parted ways with her last night. It's been a day already since she told me exactly what was on her mind, like how I can't fight without Saber, or how I should escape to the church. Oh yeah, the church! There's a lead. I thought about it when I went out into town this morning. The supervisor of the Holy Grail War. A priest at the church on the hill should know about Tosaka's whereabouts. It's irritating to go ask for his help, but now's not the time to be picky. No, whether I like him or not, I shouldn't go see that priest. He says he's a priest, but there's something unsettling about him that tells me Kirei Kotomene is a man that fundamentally shouldn't be approached. I don't want to have to ask for his advice if possible, but he's the only one I can rely on. Just this once, it shouldn't be a problem. I tell myself and move my aching body. It's 7 p.m. So Shiro is going to run into Reen, who is scouting out the church. I walked at the train station for 20 minutes. The church stands in the suburbs, away from the noisy town. It's been 9 days since I last went up this hill. However, considering the fact that I never come here prior to that, I'm coming here quite often now. To be honest, I don't like that church. Maybe more than Kirei Kotomene, that church itself is a forbidden territory that shouldn't be approached. The fire 10 years ago. It's because the church which looked after the children that became orphans forces me to recall that incident from 10 years ago. Water. I finished going up the hill and out into the open grounds. Pardon the crunchy sounds of a water bottle crunching. I suddenly get a headache. It's not because of my left shoulder's wound. The wound is causing me to have a fever, but it shouldn't give me this stabbing headache. He can smell the mana, or the prana, whatever they call it. My temple hurts. I lose myself and feel a chill as if my body's going to split in half like a shedding insect. This is weird. I fight through my headache and start running. The cause is the hunch I have had since yesterday. The unknown feeling that Tosaka is in Shinto, that it has expanded to the max and is causing this headache. Then there's no doubt something is going on in there. There are bloodstains on the floor. The traces of blood sporadically continue up to the door at the back of the church. It's not it. It's not continuing in the back, but it seems like it's coming out from the back. It bothers me, but it's not the time for that. Bloodstains mean that someone's hurt. And this much too. Their life must be in danger. I feel a sharp pain in my head. A dull heaviness settles into my body. I ignore them as I take out my bamboo sword and start walking quietly. Are you there? Nobody replies. The air is tense. I feel like all the windows in the church would shatter if I raised my voice. I follow the traces of blood. The bloodstains are in the crevices of the building. It continues to a dark staircase that you would miss if you didn't know about it. Stairs that lead underground. I didn't know this place had a basement. This is a church, so could it be a mausoleum? I can't afford to be leisurely pondering right now. I exercise utmost caution and step into the darkness. Into the dark. I descend in the darkness. There's a dim light at the end of the stairs. I hold my breath and move forward using only the light below as a guide. That's blue. The dark corridor ends and I come into an open space. It's a spacious stone chamber. The stairs along the wall stretch down into the sanctuary. There, stairs lead to an open staircase that seems like a sanctuary. And there is the one I've been looking for. Rin Tosaka. She's confronting the enemy in front of her, with Archer protecting her. In front of her, in front of the altar, are two silhouettes. It doesn't even have to be said. The mage in purple robe caster and her master, Kuzuki. On the altar behind them, Seba! There's Saber, who's looking down and panting painfully. My heart skips a beat. My pulse is clearly beating at a much faster rate. The situation is obvious. The two pairs of masters and servants confront each other in the sanctuary about 5 meters below me. They haven't noticed me hiding overhead as they're too preoccupied. Tosaka and Caster are both thinking ahead, looking for an opening to attack. To look up in a situation like this would not be allowed. My heart beats even faster. My headache is constant, and I feel an intense pain in my shoulder as if it's being seared by a hot iron. I can't keep my presence hidden forever in this state. Caster or Kuzuki, if one of them looks up even just a tiny bit, they'll notice me hiding. Ooh. Save here. Okay. See, I'm almost positive that in the anime, Shiro comes here with Rin, and they have a confrontation. Almost positive. It's been years since I watched the anime, though, so I could be wrong. But even if that's not the case, because, I mean, there is changes. Again, in the anime, Saber's whole Taiga's negotiation thing took place on a bridge rather than in Shiro's house, so this could be just something been cut. And assuming this scene was cut from the anime, I think we gotta do the obvious Shiro Emiya play. Shiro Emiya does not think, he acts. Now's the chance. It's not just an unexpected intrusion. Tosaka and Archer, Caster and Kuzuki. If their powers are equal, then even I can be of help. I can let Archer take care of Caster if I can stop Kuzuki even a little. Tosaka can shoot him from a distance. I run down the stairs. Rin is the only one to notice, and Shiro running down the stairs is... Shiro, I thought you were gonna, like, try and do a jumping tackle to attack him. Not, you're standing 4 stories above, I think you said, like 40 feet above, and you're gonna run downstairs. That is... Shiro. I've strengthened the bamboo sword in my hand. I obviously subdued the pain from my wound. Tosaka aside, I can't let Caster and the others know that I'm injured. Are you serious? Why are you here? What are you saying? You're the one who said to go to the church. I didn't think I'd come across such a bad situation either. Tosaka bites her tongue in spite of herself. Alright, I've said that on a whim, but it seems I was able to convince her more than I expected. Anyway, I'm gonna help. I should be of use in this situation, right? Complain after you defeat Caster. I cautiously approach Kuzuki so I can protect Tosaka. You fool. You and Reen would have survived if you just watched quietly. Huh? He mutters to himself as if he's given up. Before I realize what that means... This makes 3 against 3. You should have no complaints. Get Saber. Uh-oh. Saber's bindings are released. The blonde girl that was crucified falls powerlessly to the ground, and... No way. Saber shouldn't be under control yet. Yes, that's why I used my command spell and order her to kill you all. That's what my command as her master. I didn't want to use it, but I have to, right? Saber stands up. Her body's covered with her silver armor, and in her hands a golden sword I've never seen before. Good grief, you got me, boy. Now I only have 1 command spell left. This is for my protection, so I can't force Saber to do things anymore. My plan to make the Holy Grail eternal is now foiled. Now I can only make 1 wish come true. But... before that, she'll at least have some fun. Now, Saber, show your true powers to these kids who ruined my wish. Saber, holding her golden sword, steps towards us. Now that things have come to this, Archer is silent. Instead of telling Tosaka to run away, he stands in front of Saber. That is the final act of loyalty from the knight who understands that he can't protect his master, no matter what he does. Working in tandem, Saber and Castor ready their attack. There's no way to counterattack, nor is there time to run away. How can a mere human defend against it when there's only an instant of life expectancy, and even Archer has abandoned all hope? Saber and Castor, the 2 servants bound by the command spells, mercilessly swing their weapons. Yeah, that's one way to go. You know, Shiro, if you had gone for the stealthy approach, maybe things would have turned out better there. You should have jumped right towards Kuzuki. Yes, you probably still would have died, but the advantage that would have been gained of surprise would have probably made a difference. Just saying. Hello, madam. It's time for the Life Counselor Mount Fuji to resolve all your secret problems. Here's today's guest, Castor, pseudonym, at 28 years old, estimate, living in Ryoto Temple in Fuyuki City. Hello, nice to meet you. Okay, this is something. The voice has been changed for the protection of privacy. Oh my, you're beautiful. What's wrong, madam? Someone as beautiful as you shouldn't have any problems. Well, I don't really stand out. People say that I'm plain compared to 6 other characters, that my character's too poorly developed, and that I'm too old. That's terrible. It says here you're a fortune teller, Castor. Yes, I actually want to be a housewife and raise a loving family. I return to work in hopes of making things easier for my husband, but I'm also being bullied at work. What should I do? I want to change. I want to become a cuter character. That's impossible. In the pre-production phase, there was a scribble that said, Castor turns into a Lolita with hyperpower, but one Lolita is enough. So that's the foreshadowing of eventual Media Lily. Give up your hope for being a cute character. You're right, I have a feeling myself, but it's just hard like this. I'm trying my best. I secretly saved up, hired a guard, and set up surveillance cameras all over town so I wouldn't be burdened my husband. Yet my husband doesn't appreciate my hard work, and just the other day, these kids suddenly come to ruin my plan. I'm trying this hard, but I'm not getting rewarded for it. Oh, Fuji, can someone like me find happiness? No. It's your fault, Castor. No way. I'm mistreated even here? What am I? Alright, I'm bored now. This case is settled. That's all for Mount Fuji's life counseling. Poor Castor. Damn. She doesn't deserve to be that bullied. I hold my breath. Hey, J6, welcome to the stream. How be things? I push my body against the wall and watch while keeping myself hidden. It's still too early. It's too reckless to attack when I don't yet have a grasp of what kind of situation it is. More importantly, I don't have much at hand. The only weapon I have is the strengthened bamboo sword. It's too reckless to confront Castor with only this weapon, and without a plan. Uh-oh, that's not good. Not the greatest, never good. No, that's wrong. I do have another weapon. No way, what am I thinking? I can't use projection. Half my body got numb just by using it once. Archer said too that it'll end up worse if I use it again. Magecraft beyond one's capabilities destroys the user first. If I use projection magecraft in this state, it's only natural I'd die on the spot. Excuse me. The chance will come. For now, I just have to suppress my body that wants to run out and prepare for that chance. You failed the Bloody Palace? How far'd you get? 56. Didn't you post a video of like 60-something? I see. So you killed Kirei? There's only intent to kill in her tense voice. Tosaka is glaring at the enemy in front of her with a coolness I've never seen before. Yes, I got rid of him. He didn't seem like the type of person that would be amiably hand me the Holy Grail. It'd be troublesome if he got in the way later on. On the other hand, Castor is composed. Your highest is 57. Oh, I see. I see. And it's 100, right? Pardon the yawn. It's 100 floors you have to make it through? Or something like that? The witch declares loudly that she's killed him herself. A gritting sound echoes through the sanctuary. That man was more like the devil than a saint to me, but to Tosaka, that priest was a fellow senior apprentice. And he was killed. Even if he was involved and prepared as a mage, it's not something she can take in so easily. I see. That's fine. Kirei should have been prepared for such a thing, but Castor, let me ask you one thing. Did you check his corpse? I don't know if she was suppressing her anger or if I was mistaken and she hadn't held no anger from the start. She questions as if it doesn't concern her, and Castor dodges her question, completely changing. What are you saying? That has nothing to do with you. No, it doesn't, but it's not totally unrelated to me. I just wanted to make sure, since I'll be relieved if he's finally dead. What do you mean by that, young lady? Just as it sounds, Castor. As if he's the type to die that easily. I just thought he's definitely alive if you clearly didn't check the corpse. You're useless too. If you're gonna attack here, you should at least make sure he's dead. Whatever. I have something to do now, so let's get this over with, Castor. There's no hostage this time, so we can fight freely. A signal to start. Tosaka or Castor. If either of them steps forward, the sanctuary will immediately be covered in flames of magecraft. You talk big. Do you think you can win against us even in this situation? It depends on how I do. Fortunately, it seems like you haven't controlled Saber yet, so the conditions are the same. And I know about Mr. Kuzuki. Saber was taken by surprise, but he's no match for Archer now that we've watched him fight. A drought of no shinies as well? Are you still doing Safari Zone stuff, or have you moved on to something else? Tosaka gestures toward Archer while staring at Castor. You heard it, Archer. I'll take on Castor. She might break your contract too if you get too close to her. Out of curiosity, are you running an emulator version, or are you running the legit version? So my opponent is that man. I don't mind, but do you understand that a mage is no match for Castor, right, Rin? Don't worry, I wouldn't suggest anything I didn't have a chance at winning. I'll defeat Castor here for sure, then Saber can go back to normal and Shiro can make a contract with her again, right? Tosaka gets ready to fight. I feel a sense of urgency like a wild animal is about to attack its prey, as if to stop that. That's wishful thinking. It'd be difficult to defeat her here. You're doing the classic GBA? Okay. I was gonna say, because if you're doing an emulator, then why haven't you just sped things up drastically at this point? But, makes sense, makes sense. Part of the yawn. She's the expert at running away. She even tore apart her own younger brother for the sake of escaping. Archer nonchalantly steps in between Tosaka and Castor. What are you doing? He doesn't answer Tosaka. The Red Knight confronts Castor silently, just like last time. That scenery. I think I remember seeing it somewhere. Tore apart my own younger brother, you said. You talk as if you know me, Archer. Do you know my true identity? That's not bad at all, actually. I hear that humanoid spirits bound to dragon fangs were King Kolch's magecraft. I hear that his daughter, Princess Media, was famed to be an extraordinary witch. The air freezes. Castor's composure disappears, and enmity like fire is directed at Archer. Yes. You should know which one of us has the advantage, right? Archer doesn't answer. His expression is stony, as if he's accepting everything that is happening, as if there is no good or evil. Resistance is pointless, Archer. You cannot take Saber back, no matter who you may be. She still has the will to go against me, but that shouldn't last for another day. Besides, I can make her into my puppet now if I use my command spell. Oh, I didn't realize that. I strain to keep myself from getting up. Not yet. Even if that's true, I need to endure. If I want to save Saber, I can't jump out now. Saber will be able to withstand it even if you use a command spell. I don't know if it'll be a minute or two, but it should be enough time to beat you. Castor and Tosaka glare at each other, using Archer as a fulcrum. Standing in between them. That's impossible. Even if we attack you, we can only take away half your powers at most. What awaits us is a disadvantageous situation where we would be fighting both you and Saber. Yes, he defied his own master's expectations. That is... You should know, Reen, we have no chance at winning if that happens. Saber's abilities were limited because her complete master. Now that she doesn't have that limitation anymore, she's the strongest servant. Only Berserker can match her. He speaks in a matter-of-fact manner. Tosaka stares at Archer, stunned. Even Castor is puzzled by her sensible enemy. But not me. I've experienced something similar like this before. Could he be... A bad feeling occupies my thoughts. That time at the temple, when he was confronting Castor and she told him to join her, how did he turn her down? We're using acrobike, so holding the button makes you bunny hop, which makes encounters... Oh! Interesting. I didn't know that, honestly. That is a very cheesy way to do it, but that works. Don't. I mutter without realizing. Yep, I think I see where this is going. Don't do it. It's not because the situation will get worse. You're Tosaka's partner, so don't do it. If that happens, I don't know what kind of expression she'll make. Archer steps forward. He's only empty-handed. He steps forward without any enmity or intent to kill, and... Don't resent me, brat. There's no other option at this point, right? The only way is to see how many tiles you move. I wonder when that was discovered. Was that discovered really early on when the game was released, or was that only discovered years later? He looks and smiles at me as if he noticed that I was peeking. Now, Castor, let me ask you one thing. Do you have room for one more servant? You... I love it when they have a laughing sound. It makes it so much easier for me. Castor laughs like it's the funniest thing she's ever heard, and Archer's back is like steel. At that, Tosaka doesn't look away. It should be fine for her to break down at a time like this, but she tries her best to act strong and clenches her teeth. Yes, of course. I have the capacity for not only one, but to handle all servants. You know where I'm replenishing my magical energy from, right? Magical energy that allows her to sustain 7 servants. That is the life being pumped from the people of this town. Yes, I recall. That should be easy. I accept that offer you made before, Castor. He holds out his hand to Castor in assent. I thought I was going to break down. I can't forgive him for betraying Tosaka, and for approving of Castor and joining her. A hero. Even if that hero saved many people and embodies my ideals, is a man like that. Even though you turned it down that time, you act rather quickly. The situation changed. If Saber's on your side, you have a chance of winning this Holy Grail War. It's only a natural course of action to go to the winning side, right? Archer walks to Castor defenseless. That means he's leaving Tosaka. She doesn't stop him and stare at the enemy in front of her, on full alert. I recognize her appearance. The red classroom. She tried to hide her shaking legs and continued to be Rin Tosaka, even with the collapsed students in front of her. That is her strength and weakness. She always tries to act brave in any situation, so those around her get the wrong idea that she's a strong person. Now use your contract breaker. Rin still has her command spell. She'll attack if you don't hurry. His banter doesn't change. He betrayed Tosaka in front of her, yet he's still acting like before. She must have felt wariness toward her opponent. Castor takes out that oddly cheap dagger, but doesn't stab Archer with it. What is it? You're able to obtain a loyal subordinate without effort. Why do you need to hesitate? I don't know about that. I don't trust traitors. If your words are correct, then isn't Saber the only piece I need? It doesn't? It's been ages since I played Heart Gold, Soul Silver, so I was not aware that the Safari Zone was limitless there. You don't trust traitors, huh? It is true that I may betray you. I'm going to your side for my own sake. I may have not accepted you as my master, but command spells are to punish traitors, right? Fine, I need to prove to the world that I'm great enough to take you in. I was interested in your noble phantasm from the start, so I shall go with your plan. Castor raises her arm, the dagger in her hand that breaks contracts and thrusts at Archer's chest in a single line. Tosaka grimaces. It must be a reaction to having the contract broken by force. But this isn't the time to be hesitating over something like that. This has become the worst possible situation. She slightly retreats, staring at them. She's calm. She understands that it would do no good to fight them now. If she wants to keep on fighting, she has to retreat for now. But there are 6 meters between her and the stairs. Is it possible for her to run that distance all at once? It's impossible. It's obvious, looking from above. Kuzuki, who has been silent up till now, focuses his attention towards Tosaka. If she turns around and sprints full speed, would she be able to reach the stairs and exit while dodging Kuzuki? Excuse me. Tosaka snorts, still staring at them. Her face. Of course that's impossible. Seems to be muttering that sarcastically. She'll die. She'll be killed like this. If I try to help her, I also won't be able to go back. The area just a few steps below me is a land of death. You're only missing a beat Night Lord with the Guardian to get the final achievement of using every character to defeat a Night Lord? Nice. I probably have a few people myself, but you know what? Come Monday, hopefully we can beat the final Night Lord, and then I'm not going to be streaming except for new stuff and remembrances, so I'll be able to do more just like random playing. The master called Kuzuki and 2 enemy servants. There was no way I'd get out of there alive. My throat is dry. My fingers are frozen from nervousness. It's all or nothing. Even before I can think. She moves. She runs towards the stairs at the speed of an arrow without any warning. Behind her, the slim figure shadow catches up to her at a speed that makes Tosaka look stagnant. Kuzuki's fist will most likely hit the back of her head. He's the one who's hurt Saber through her armor. It'd be easy for him to crush a human skull. I can't save her. I can't help her by myself. I can't save her with just this bamboo sword. I'll die if I go out. 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 Interesting. I'm curious, is this a bad end choice? Or is this a bad end choice, or is it a affection choice? It looks like it might be a bad end choice. I don't think I've seen it branch off like this before. I did see your message, and I did check that YouTube short that you sent me. I'm not that good. Plus, that is a lot easier to do in practice to divert your path than it is in actuality. So this is not an affection choice, by the way. So, again, I do remember Archer betraying in the anime, but I don't remember, like, I don't remember the minutia. I don't know if not going out... So, logically speaking, not going out to help her will... I guess, it's likely going to cause... If it does not lead to a bad end, then it will probably cause Reen to be pissed, or Archer to ask for Reen to be spared, perhaps. I'm curious. I know I can practice, but again, it's different in live combat, you know? It's far different. So the Shiro thing to do would be to go out to help her. But the bad end seeker in me wants to know if not helping her leads to a bad end. I don't know. What do you think, J6? Do you think I should see if leaving Reen to her own devices will result in her head going pop like a watermelon, and then Shiro just being traumatized and captured and bad end? Or do you think I should just do what Shiro would do and go and help her and assume that it's not a bad end somehow? What is your opinion here? Anime with option 2. Fair. Very, very fair. Watermelon pop sounds fun. I did save at this point. I guess we're gonna find out if this is a bad end. I won't help her. There's certain death waiting for me if I go to help her. If I'm human and I'm alive, I can't choose any other option. But still. More than my heart, my body doesn't stop. I can't run away. I'll die if I go out, but I'll live the rest of my life like a corpse if I run away here. I jumped down. Okay. Oh, that was a no choice. There was no actual choice there. I jumped down. I don't even bother using the stairs. I jumped down right behind Tosaka from a height 5 meters without knowing it. But that's it. My bamboo sword is crushed by Kuzuki's fist that tried to hit the back of Tosaka's head. Huh? Everyone opens their eyes wide in astonishment at the intruder. Okay, so clearly, Shiro, you had them all by surprise. If when they were still in their tense confrontation, you jumped down and tried to do a skull cracker on Kuzuki's head, then maybe this situation wouldn't have occurred. You know? Jeez. And you could have probably done it too if you don't yell like a madman. Except for one enemy that reacts as if it's natural. There's no hesitation. It doesn't matter for this man who the opponent is. There are no emotions towards Shiro Emiya, who appeared out of nowhere. Yes, true, he is dumb. The Grim Reaper's nail is thrust. There's no way to avoid it. My neck will break like a stem. How unsightly. It's meaningless if I won't last even 2 seconds. Just like this, I won't be able to do anything. Not even help Tosaka. No. I've had a way out from the start. I can prepare numerous things to block the attack. If I'm a mage, then is it not my body that does battle? It is none other than my magecraft creations. You're gonna hop on Guardian and bully Tricephalus? Good luck. Then make it. Success is a matter of course. Reconstruction doesn't start from the basic framework. Danger. Read the origin itself from its concept and the creator's thoughts, expectations, morals, and faith. Danger. That is why it's not a reconstruction, but projection. It is an equal shadow cast by the true object. Danger. It doesn't matter how great the work is. If something's been accomplished once, there should be no problem recreating it. I guess. Danger? Rampage. Nope, I was wrong. There's another problem. Yes, the problem is the body can't keep up with the function. My body is burning. Shiro is clearly having a stroke. Every cell in me ignites. My nerves let out agonizing cries, my retinas crack out and dry up, and my heartbeat disappears. I ignore my body's orders to stop. I omit the process of the idea of creation, the basic framework, the quality of the composition materials, the technique necessary for creating, the experience of being depended on, the accumulated years in one breath, and create Kansho and Bakuya. My whole body burns. To use projection right now would mean to die. Shiro Emiya's body cannot bear such abnormal use of magecraft. My head ignores that and gets ahead of itself. Therefore, my body will perish. Shiro, you act before you think. That phrase should be reversed. But there's no way that can be a problem. No, it can't be. I'll die if I create a sword? No way. This body is a magic circuit specialized for that purpose alone. I've been helped by swords and have lived with swords. Therefore, I don't know about others, but there's no way I would self-destruct over something like creating a sword. Project Archer's Twin Swords achievement get. Even if this is the second time we've done it. Or he's done it, rather. I repel it. The weapons in my hands are the same, and the enemy I'm confronting is the same. Kansho and Bakuya are in my hands. The reproduced Archer's noble phantasms repel Kuzuki's fists once again. It stopped. Kuzuki must have figured out that it would turn out the same as last time as he slightly distances himself. My lung explodes. The breath I've been holding bursts out of my mouth. I can't feel my left shoulder. My wound is completely opened up and the blood stains not only my bandage, but my clothes as well. It's not from the damage of projection. 2 blows. My left arm is destroyed just from repelling Kuzuki's fist twice. If I received one more, I bet a strange scene would unfold where my shoulder bone dislocated and my arm flew off, even though I got punched by a fist. I can't possibly reveal my internal conditions. I protect her back while Tosaka's back while readying my swords. But she... Idiot Shiro, why are you here? Has stopped and is verbally attacking me. Rin, don't catch Shiro stupid. I'm relieved. My choice wasn't wrong. I'm glad that her kindness that's hard to understand isn't gone. No, now's not the time for that. It's too early to tell if my choice was right or not. We have to get out of here unwounded. Sorry, complain to me later, Tosaka. I'll listen once I catch my breath, so let's do something about Archer and them right now. Tosaka nods without a word and gets ready for battle. I knew you would interfere, but I didn't think you would jump down. Kuzuki is watching us with his fists ready to fight. He has no intention of letting us go. We're glaring at each other so we don't let each other go. If either Tosaka or I move, he should react right away. But I can't be leisurely standing by. The wound in my shoulder is getting worse by the second. I'm losing concentration as I lose more blood. My body wasn't going to last long to start with. If we're going to run away, we have to run away as soon as possible. But we can't run away that easily. If I move, Kuzuki will obviously react. If he does, Tosaka will be the first one to be killed. I need to defeat Kuzuki and let Tosaka get away, but I don't have the power to defeat him, and he isn't the only enemy. Behind Kuzuki is Castor and the traitor Archer. Well, worst comes worst, Zero might also become our enemy. Yeah, that's a pretty bad situation. Was there no exit to start with? There was no miracle where we can escape this devastating situation. I would want Tosaka to escape at the very least, but even that would require so much luck that it makes me disgusted. That's it, I was surprised by the intrusion, but the outcome will not change. Yes, it looks like you've given up too. You came out, so you do not mind dying, right, boy? I'll end it here for you. It'd be troublesome to let you live, so... She's coming. I can only resist with all my might at this point, so I stand in front of Tosaka, putting strength into the twin swords. An intent to kill is released. Right before that reaches us... Wait, Castor. The Red Knight takes a hold of the atmosphere in an emotionless voice. I thought you knew that you do not have the right to say anything here. Well, there was something I forgot to say. I'd like to add just one condition to submit to you. A condition? Yeah, I offered my freedom to you without resistance. As compensation, let them go. In any case, they're useless as masters. There's no merit in killing them. A suggestion as though it doesn't concern him. Tosaka gazes at him intently. Let them go. You're good-natured despite your actions. I was born as a human. It'll leave a bad aftertaste if I kill my master the moment I betrayed her. You're a traitor, yet that is bold of you to say such normal things in front of your master. Fine, I'll let them go this time, but I will kill them the next time they do such an annoying thing, no matter who tries to stop me. Is that fine, Archer? Of course. If they're foolish enough to challenge us to a fight in such a situation, they should die right away. That must have concluded the negotiation. The killing intent that filled the sanctuary fades, and the tension to not let us go disappears. So that's it, you two. I'll let you go this time. Now run like the losers you are. I glare at Castor, but Tosaka silently pulls my arm. Let's go, she's right, she whispers in my ear. I calm my breathing and turn my back to the enemy in front of me. We slowly walk to the stairs without even running. The distance that seems so great is covered in just a few steps. A footstep. Tosaka puts a foot on the stairs and looks back at Castor once. No, that's not it. The one she looked back at was not Castor, but the man smiling beside our enemy. Resenting me would be barking up the wrong tree, Reen. It's just that this woman is a superior as a master. Once the comparison is clear, I chose the stronger one. You're right, but you'll regret it. I'll never give up. You see, I'll defeat Castor and get you back. I won't forgive you even if you apologize then. Your efforts will be in vain? Well, I'll not stop you if you want to throw your life away. She turns away and starts walking. Looking at her side profile, she's biting her lip, vexingly. Yet she doesn't speed up and leaves the underground sanctuary with confident steps and without looking back. We get out of the church. We didn't exchange words at all from the underground sanctuary to here. That's just gonna be Archer's master change. My wound hurts. The sweat that formed on my forehead drips down into my eyes, and my vision becomes cloudy. Even just walking hurts my wound too. My shoulder hurts every step I take, and my strides are getting shorter before I realize it. She looks back at me as I'm falling behind. Then, she suddenly looks at me with a straight face. Let's rest a bit. It should be hard for you to even walk like that, Shiro. No, I'm fine. I can bear this much, but more importantly, we should get home as soon as we can. Either my place or hers. It doesn't matter which one, but for now, I should get her back to her home ground as soon as possible. Don't worry about my wound. It's not like it has poison in it. I ignore her stare and start walking. How pitiful. My knee's about to snap just as I was saying that. See? You push yourself too much. It's suicidal to fight Kuzuki with that wound of yours. Take a rest. They won't come after us. I think so, but we should get back as fast as we can. It's not that painful. Hey now, don't say it's not painful when you're bleeding that much. I don't know why you want to go home so much, but you should rest first. She yells at me. Yeah, she's not quite back to her normal self yet. Excuse me. She's lacking her usual calmness. She's an emotional person to start with, so I'm sure her anger will be unstoppable if her brakes give way. Are you listening? You're not Kiri, so it's a nuisance to have you leaving a trail of blood. First of all, how did it even end up like this? I did tell you to go to the church, but couldn't you tell it was dangerous right away? Hey, don't make fun of me. I could understand that, at least. I could tell that it was a helpless situation since I first saw the church. Go home right away, idiot. Not only that, you burst in with that unhealed wound of yours, and on top of that, projection? Of course your wound would get worse, and you're saying it's not painful? Oh, what's wrong with you? Why do you push yourself that much? She goes off intensely. No, but it really isn't that painful. Besides, it's more painful for you, right? So let's go home. You can complain when we get home. Yeah, that's why I wanted to get home as soon as possible. There's no need to act that strong. She complained without constraint when she's back in her room at her home. Aw, she's starting to show vulnerability. She wipes her face as if she messed up and turns away. I can't think of what to say. That was... I can't believe it. A guy made me cry. She murmurs while looking down. Then... You're holding my hand. Shut up. Take responsibility, idiot. My wound hurts. Don't pull my left hand. Oh, Shiro. Shiro. This place was a foreigner's cemetery from some time ago. Once she walks down to the grassy area, she finally lets go of my hand. Hey, Tosaka. Now is not the time to be taking a detour. Sit down. Just sit. Her intensity doesn't let me object, so I sit down for now. Turn your back to me and don't turn around no matter what. I'm gonna get pissed off if you look at my face. I hear a sound behind me. We sit down back to back on the grass. I can't grasp what meaning there is to this. She's silent now, and she told me not to turn around. There's nothing to do, so I look up at the night sky for now. I gasp at how vast it is. Is it because we were underground for a long time, or is it because the starry sky is clear tonight? Either way, the winter sky is so beautiful that it makes me forget my pain. I don't mind her body heat that I feel through my back either. I gaze blankly at the dark sky, forgetting everything for now. How long have we been sitting like this? The person next to me talks, in a calm voice. I'm just talking to myself. I see. I can't reply if she's talking to herself. I'll keep watching the stars in silence. Might have made a bit of a mistake. I should have done what Archer said and defeated Castor in the beginning without caring how I did it. I was trying to find an opening since I was worried about making small sacrifices, but in the end, sacrificing the whole town the way the things are right now. She keeps talking. This must be her whining. She's not confessing because of what I said earlier. In short, she didn't want to reflect on her actions by herself, but wanted someone else to do it. I don't mean to complain. I always screw up when it counts most. I can handle the second or third most important thing with ease, but I have problems with the most important thing. The winter sky is clear, but on the other hand, the temperature is freezing cold. I don't care about myself, but isn't Tosaka cold without a jacket? Dude, she has a very long sleeve shirt on. I'm a little worried about that. It's not only Archer's responsibility that he went over to the other side. In the end, I'm the one who let Castor be. Yeah, man, I said that earlier, but I got cornered all of a sudden. She sighs deeply. I can't see it, but her breath must be white. I think you're supposed to ask why here. Huh. So what are you cornered by, Tosaka? Yeah, I'm saying I don't want to regret anything. You said I'm not the type to regret my actions, but it seems like it's a crucial moment right now. Since you said such a thing, I feel depressed that I made a mistake even more. I see. I don't really get what she's talking about, but what Archer said is correct. She's not the type to regret anything. That's only now. It's irritating, but I agree with Archer's opinion. There's nothing for you to regret. Why? Caster's doing what she wants, and even Archer became fed up with me. This is because I didn't go about this the right way, right? You weren't wrong, just unsuccessful. As long as you're not in the wrong, it's okay to be proud, even if things don't go your way. In the process, if you walk down a path that you believe is right, you cannot be wrong. Most people would realize that the path they chose itself was wrong, but she's different. Any path that she chose should be something she is proud of. Yeah, to be honest, you've always shined. I won't regret anything either. I believe what I've been doing is correct, but it's full of patches. I don't regret anything. I want to make the tragedies that happened into meaningful things by believing the path I took is correct. But you're different, right? Whatever you regret something, I bet you're the type to deliver twice as much payback. I conceal my regrets with patches, but you go and destroy yours to pieces with a straight face. You come out on top. I bet you only get depressed once in a while, but what comes after is scary in your case. I think you would make whoever made you depressed several times over more depressed. What is that? Are you trying to finish me off? Yeah, I figured I'd say it while you're down. But, well, isn't that true? You don't intend to give up now, right? I also say as if I'm talking to myself while looking up at the sky. Tosaka doesn't answer. But somehow, it feels like she smiled as though she pulled herself together. And silence follows. Tosaka must have said everything she wanted to say as she goes silent again. I look up at the night sky. We should be going home, but neither of us can stand up, so we just keep our backs together. Oh, yeah. Why did you come help me, Shiro? I can't explain. There are many reasons. I feel like it's silly to explain each one. That's how I feel. So I decide not to tell her what I need to tell her the most. This pendant is familiar to you, right? I show her the pendant. That's what I thought. I bet she tried to hide it, but she made a mistake again. Hey, why do you have that? I found it in your room. You might be surprised when you get home, sorry. I knocked down your dressing table. I returned the pendant to Tosaka from behind her. So, what about it? Well, I have the same pendant at home. I picked it up when I almost got killed by Lancer at school. I innocuously hint about that night. Then, you have the same thing. Tosaka gasps as if she saw something she shouldn't have seen. That is almost a tongue twister. Bleh. Did I say something strange? No, not really. More importantly, why would that be the reason you helped me? Who cares about that pendant? You're right. Yeah, that was just an afterthought. To confess, I've admired Rin Tosaka for a long time. And this is a problem. But I got to like you even more after talking to you. So I didn't want you to die, and I just jumped down without thinking before I even realized it. Hey, don't say it so directly. You'll give me the wrong idea if you talk without thinking. Why would I? I really like you. I become obstinate and immediately reply. It's not a lie, so there's no misunderstanding to be had. Idiot. That's why you jumped in suicidally, you big idiot. Tosaka repeatedly calls me an idiot. She's criticizing me mercilessly, but it doesn't make me feel all that bad. The night sky is beautiful, and I feel calm. But most of all, I'm really happy Tosaka is back to her usual self. Alright, let's go home like you said. Here, give me your hand. It should be hard to even stand with that wound of yours. I grab her hand with my right. She lets out an energetic sound and pulls me up. So we don't owe each other anything anymore now. Let's not count today's incident. Yeah, that helps. I don't know what that pendant meant to Tosaka. I bet I would feel more indebted to her if I found out. She didn't want that and said the incident offset each other. That's why she shouldn't feel indebted about being helped earlier either. And we leave the Foreigner Cemetery. On the way back quietly. Thanks for saving me, Shiro. It really did help me out. She adds with embarrassment. We go down the hill. When we're about to get back to our home ground where we can be at ease, she heads for my place instead of hers, as if it's natural. Interesting. But not really. We're back at my place. I never thought we would make it back alive, so the tension in my shoulders relaxes as soon as I get in the living room. I feel a bit dizzy and lean against the wall. See, you can't even stay standing, idiot. She's right, but I think that last part was unnecessary. How many times did she call me an idiot today? I bet she set a new record. Come here. It'll be bad if we don't at least replace those bandages. I nod at her stare that won't let me see otherwise and go to her. I can use this first aid kit, right? As expected from a house with a dojo. Might be because there's this many scissors in here, but it's rare to see a first aid kit with needles and threads. Hurry up. Take off your shirt and show me the wound. I have to take my clothes off? I can do it myself. I did it this morning, so there's no problem. Hey, I don't know why you're being so hesitant, but who do you think treated your wound in the first place? But that time, I was unconscious, so I was only causing an inconvenience to Tosaka. Stop whining and hurry up. Your wound is special, so we have to treat it or else it won't heal. How unfair. I can't complain if she tells me with a face like that. Yeah, I'll leave it up to you. To be honest, it's been burning. I give up and sit down. Seeing that my clothes are stained with blood, she gives up taking it off and starts cutting it right away. Then she quickly but carefully takes off the bandages. It must have been bad, as she slightly gasps. But I'm troubled as well. It's so embarrassing to have her staring at my body this closely. You really pushed yourself. It was healing, but it opened up again. Jeez, I can't get mad at you if I see a wound like this. She talks abusively, yet gently touches my wound. Damn, I'm getting dizzy for a different reason. I was calm even when we were that close earlier, but now my heart is unstable and I don't know where to look. Man, I mutter inside my head and hit my boiled head, but it does no good. The temperature inside will keep going up if we stay like this. That's enough, right? You can just use septic antibiotic ointment and rewrap the bandages. You don't call that treatment. I take it back. I'm pissed. You went out with a hack job like this? A slapping sound. What was that for? She slapped me on my wound without mercy. Do you have some grudge against me? You have no idea. You should thank me for going easy on you. Saying that, she takes out something that looks like a homemade ointment. That hurt, right? I healed the dead nerve, so it'll hurt for a while. There's painkiller in this ointment. but it's originally to replace for your damaged flesh. It'll hurt until it blends in, so don't do anything reckless until the pain goes away. She applies the jelly-like substance on my wound. Looks really suspicious, but she is treating me seriously. Here, all done. You should feel somewhat better once you wrap the bandages around it and get a good night's rest. She skillfully wraps the bandages around the wound. I'm not praising her, but her wrapping is much better than mine. Thanks, Tosaka. I feel better. I thank her, trying not to make eye contact. Well, that's good. I'm glad I treated you if you feel better. Yeah, it's even more helpful since I didn't think it would heal. Anyway, thanks for treating the wound. Of course, I'm gonna heal it as long as I'm treating it. It's going to heal as long as I'm treating it. Blech. Finishing the treatment, she stands up. Then, I don't know why, but she heads straight to the kitchen. Am I seeing things? She's checking inside the refrigerator and the rice cooker. Hey, what you doing? I'm preparing dinner. You haven't eaten yet, right, Shiro? I haven't eaten either, so we're gonna have dinner. Yeah, I can tell, but why are we having dinner in this situation? It's only natural. People can't come up with decent ideas on an empty stomach, right? And she declares while glaring at the inside of the refrigerator. Next scene, next scene. The sounds of clashing tableware echoes. It's past 10 p.m. I don't know how it ended up like this, but I'm eating a late dinner with Tosaka in the living room. By the way, the dinner was made by both of us. Princess Tosaka wanted to eat Japanese cuisine, but she didn't even know how to make miso soup. It really makes me worried what our school is teaching the girls in cooking class. Shiro, don't be sexist! Tosaka focuses on her meal. She must be hungry, as her bowl is almost empty. But I don't have much of an appetite right now. It's partly because this isn't the time to be eating, but more so because I haven't said it yet. Withdraw now. I haven't expressed my thoughts to Tosaka, who told me that as she left. I have something I want to talk about. I put my chopsticks down and look at her. What? I've been thinking since then about why I joined this battle, and what I wanted to do. Yeah, and? She urges me as she sips on her miso soup. It puts my spirit down, but I put strength in my abdomen, refusing to lose. Nice, nice. At first it was because I got dragged into it, and as long as I became a master, I wanted to do something about this war. But it has nothing to do with becoming a master or being dragged into it. I like being a hero of justice. That's why I need to protect everyone. I don't care about this master thing. It makes no difference in the fact that I'm going to fight it, even if I'm not a master anymore, or Lost Saber. I said, ready for her rebuttal. But she... I see. Gives an absent-minded answer and finishes the food in her bowl. Hey, Tosaka, I'm talking about serious stuff, so... I'm listening. You're going to fight by yourself, right? You can't stand the fact that people are dying rather than the fact that you might die. That's why you decided to fight, no matter how weak you are. She looks straight at me. It's as if she sees through a part of me that I don't know about with integrity and approves of me fighting. Yeah, that's true. What's with that face? You look like a squirrel that has licked sugar. Oh, I thought you were going to object. Of course I do, but I can't complain to you when you save me like that. Besides, I know that you're like no matter how much I'll try to stop you. Tosaka averts her gaze a bit. I don't know why, but anyway. So, Tosaka, we're still cooperating, right? Yeah, it can't be helped, so I'll go along with it. First of all, I'll be so worried that I won't be able to sleep soundly if I let you be on your own, and... She takes a deep breath, after getting ready for some reason. Just say it... To say it like you would, I don't hate you. That's a different pose. That's how it is for me, so you also don't have a problem being together, right? Oh wow, she's just straight up proposing at this point. She hands me her bowl. How long did it take for me to realize she's asking for seconds? Yeah, of course. I don't care how much of a tyrant you are. It's what I want. I take the bowl, open the rice cooker, swing the rice paddle, and hand it back to her with an extra portion. Fine. I'm hungry and the food's good. Yeah, they're starting a relationship now. It's official. Tosaka starts eating the mountain of rice. I let out a smile. I bet I'm eating with a really happy expression. But I can't put my smile away even if I'm aware. I'm so happy right now, so let me smile like a fool for a while. Aww. Maybe Shiro will stop being a dum-dum. Well, now we're drinking tea together after dinner. So, projection has its limitations. It looks like its powers are unlimited since it makes things you imagine real, but it has its own set of rules. The easiest thing to understand in those rules is the durability of the things projected. It's the strength of its existence. She puts up a finger while she drinks her tea. Strength of its existence. What, you mean its flimsiness and being unable to bear its existence of the illusion? I sip on my own while I tilt my head in response. For someone who doesn't seem to know anything, you sure do know some boring terms, but, well, you're not right, but you're not wrong. Projection is where you completely reproduce the real thing from your own imagination. There's no exception to this. You can't project it if it's not perfect inside you. As it is a shadow of the true object, projection Magecraft doesn't even allow a minute to waste. So, basically, things created by projection have the same strength as you might imagine it. In the regard of an illusion, it's perfect. Additionally, the closer the mage's image and knowledge is to the real thing, it becomes perfect in reality as well. Hold on, that's weird. I projected Archer's swords, but Kuzuki destroyed them. I know Caster strengthened his fists, but they aren't strong enough to destroy a noble phantasm. Doesn't that mean Archer's Kancho and Bakuya that I projected is inferior by several ranks to the original ones? Yes, you realize a good point, Amiya. That's the limitation of projection, the strength of its existence. You see, projection is just projection, it's not creation. What creates the projection is the mage's image, so when there's a flaw in the image itself, it vanishes even if it has the same ability as the real thing. A flaw in the image? Isn't that weird too? If the image is wrong, then you can't project it in the first place. Right, that's why the flaw is created after it's projected. Let's see. For example, let's say you projected the famous sword that would never break. I nod. Durandal. Tosaka nods in satisfaction. But there's no such thing as a sword that never breaks. Just by having a personality trait of never breaking an expression method, tradition, and sales pitch, it can chip or break if it comes across an illusion greater than itself. Doesn't that mean my image was wrong if it breaks? Since I made a sword that won't break, right? It doesn't. At that point that it succeeded, there was no mistake shape-wise, and first of all, a sword that won't break is like a name, right? There's no such thing as a sword that won't break. Durandal. But Shiro, what you imagined was a sword that never breaks, right? If this sword breaks in real life, then what you projected becomes a lie. That is not because the sword broke. What you imagined is a sword that won't break. At that point, it broke. A sword that won't break, and the sword that just broke right now are two different things. It's because the scale between you and reality tips. So to sum it up, alright, so I imagined a sword that won't break and projected it, but the sword that I projected broke during battle. At that point, since I denied the sword myself saying, hey, the sword breaks in real life, the projected thing disappears as a result. Because of the image's discrepancy. You're pretty right. Yes, you're right. You projected Archer's swords. I don't know how you ranked Archer's swords, but you yourself didn't imagine a sword that would get destroyed by Kazuki's attacks. But the sword got destroyed in reality. At that point, you thought, these aren't Archer's swords. So the projection was denied by the creator, so it lost its strength of its existence and became a fantasy again. So doesn't that mean if you're, like, really stubborn and pig-headed, that you could just... that they wouldn't be destroyed, though? Like, if you're just really stubborn and pig-headed, that seems like a workaround. Are the arms stretching? I see. Even projected weapons can break. But it's not the enemy that makes the projected weapon disappear, but yourself. When the difference between your image and reality becomes too big to amend, the projected weapon disappears. Most of all, it's because the one who created it stopped believing in that illusion. Got it. That's why projection Magecraft steps from the blueprint. You should also consider the materials, properties, and history. If you have those down, then it shouldn't disappear right away, even if reality is slightly different from your image. Then why don't you start considering why you decided to make that in the first place? Materials and techniques aren't enough. Today's dinner also started from you saying you wanted to eat Japanese cuisine, then you have to start from the beginning of creation. Oh. She's stunned. She stares at me. I sip my tea and tilt my head in wonder. Where did we stop? Why did we start talking about this again? Come to think of it, I thought we were discussing our strategy moving forward. Yeah, that's right. As we were talking about what we should do moving forward, do you want to try projection Magecraft fully fledged? Said an irresponsible thing like that. I remember now. We were so stuck that we started placing hope on uncertain factors. Yeah, you're right. First off, I can manage to project his swords, and that's never helped me before, so that probably won't be of much help. Oh, she's looking at me with weird eyes again. I wonder why she makes that expression when we talk about projection. Oh well, let's confirm our situation again. For now, the enemy is Caster. It's not a big deal if it's just her, but we can't do anything as long as she's protected by Kuzuki, who's skilled in close combat, and Archer, who went to the other side. On top of that, it's only a matter of time until Saber will be manipulated. The situation is getting worse by the second. Yeah, but Archer aside, Saber isn't fully under Caster's control yet. That gives us a chance of victory. There's no chance to win when Saber completely submits to Caster. Besides, I won't let that happen. She told me to run. For the sake of Saber, who said that while crying, I can't let Caster have her way. That's right. Raise your hand if you have an idea, Shiro. Do you have any good ideas? A plan that'll be a solution to the current situation. If there's a way to oppose Caster, it's... Ooh. Saving! Okay. This doesn't feel like there's any bad ends. Oh wow, we are... So this is the penultimate scene of the day. Okay. That's an interesting thing that we are able to get an idea of how much remains in a day. Interesting that is the line down there. Very interesting. So this is not an affection choice. So opposing Caster. So I'm pretty positive that it is cooperate with other masters, because I do recall what should be happening next. I thought it happened a lot sooner, but honestly, a lot of the anime definitely speeds things along here. So we should cooperate with other masters. They aren't opponents that we can take on by ourselves. There are 3 enemies, so we need at least one more person to cooperate with us. In that case, our choices are limited. People who are also mages and have reason to fight Caster. That is none other than another master. Don't get mad and hear me out. Do you think we can cooperate with other masters? Alright, what's your intention? You have some plan for you to say that, right? Not really, but the other masters can't ignore Caster's current situation, right? Then I thought that maybe we can join hands just this time. Yes, I was actually thinking the same thing, although I kept quiet since I thought you would object. She says with a reluctant expression. She must not like the idea deep down, but she knows she must know that's the only option we have. In that case, there are 2 masters left, Lancer and Berserkers. Lancers is still unknown, so there's no way to negotiate, but we might have a chance with Berserkers. Ilias Vale. Berserker's Master. The girl in white and the rock-like giant I met on the first day. Her actions were dangerous, but I don't think she's cruel. Yeah, that girl might at least listen to us. She doesn't seem like she would propose any absurd conditions in return either. Oh, Shiro, if only you got to know her. She's the most dangerous for you. She's the one looking for you from the start. Putting myself aside, I don't know what she would do to you. What do you mean? I only met that girl once, so it's not possible. Don't scare me like that, Tosaka. Of course, they'll break off the negotiation if that happens, idiot. And she looks away, then chugs her tea. But we can only bet on Ilias Vale for now. If Caster's identity is like Archer said, Berserk would be a natural enemy without a doubt. They knew each other when they were alive, so he should know Caster's tricks. Berserk can handle both Caster and Archer, even if they attack at the same time. We just have to capture Kuzuki during that time. That's idealistic, but Tosaka, do Caster and Berserker really know each other? Yeah, Archer told me that Berserker's identity is Heracles. If Caster is actually that extraordinary witch, then they might know each other from the Argo expedition. It's just like how I didn't get along with Kiri. There's always people you don't get along with in this world. Huh. But Tosaka, I'm sure anyone would dislike the priest. then it's decided. But how should we find her? She hasn't come out since, but with that much magical energy, we should be able to find her no matter where she hides, right? Yet we can't find her, so doesn't that mean she's not in this town? Probably not. She must be having fun watching the Holy Grail war from afar. From afar? Is she keeping watch over the town like Castor is from Ryoto Temple? I don't know, but I have an idea of where she might be. I heard from my dad that the Einsburn family has a villa in the forest on the outskirts of town. She says with a tense voice. A villa that stands in the forest on the outskirts. I can tell how dangerous the place is just from the way she's acting. Final scene of the day. I go back to my room and lie down. Sleepiness spreads through my whole body as soon as I do. I stare at the dark ceiling. We're going to Iliasvale, the girl in White's hideout. The girl in White's hideout, tomorrow. No matter what kind of negotiations take place, it's obvious that it will become a trial of strength. Tosaka suggested we nap before we head over, since we won't be able to achieve good results if we go with tired bodies. 5 hours until dawn. We have to go talk to that girl after that. The young master that appeared in front of us the night I became a master. If Saber is an excellent surveyor in all aspects, then Berserker is specialized when it comes to battle. Excuse me. There's no servant that can match Berserker simply in terms of battle. How are we supposed to talk with such monsters? Saying it makes me believe that it's impossible to negotiate with them. However, strangely, I don't feel any unease. I feel like that Ilya kid will understand if we talk to her. Just like Tosaka, I'm sure we can differentiate her enemies and her allies as a mage, but I feel like she's a decent kid in a different regard. That's what wishful thinking, when I haven't even talked with her yet. I bet she would flame me, saying it's a convenient fantasy. What's wrong with believing that? Is it weird to have hope for someone you don't know and are about to meet? I realize that I'm gritting my teeth. The man told me to drown in my ideals but portray Tosaka in front of my eyes. A guy with that much trust and changed his beliefs that easily. I feel my heart start to sink. No, is it freezing? My mind freezes just thinking back at his actions. I'm angry. I can't forgive him for betraying Tosaka out of all people. I can't forgive him for abandoning his ally out of all people. I will never be like that. Even if that had been the very best action to survive and ends up being the correct path, I will never do something like that. His actions have been getting on my nerves. He told me not to talk about ideals. I rebelled against him when he said that I can't save everything. Even then, I agreed somewhere in my heart. His words are correct. The hero of justice that my old man talked about was just a pipe dream. And I accepted the fact that I had to become like him if I wanted to get as close to that ideal as possible. I've been denying it, even though I had accepted it in my mind. But this time isn't that kind of level. I can't accept him. I can't accept the action that he took no matter the circumstances. I won't be able to keep standing if I approve of it. That's why I can't lose to you. My words don't disperse into the night and remain in the room. A few more hours until dawn. I keep repeating those words in my mud-like slumber. Mud-like slumber, that is a descriptor I've never heard of before, but that is day 12. Day 13 will occur next Friday, which should be right before the anniversary for FGO. And I will be streaming FGO's anniversary as well when that comes around, I'm thinking. I think I might have decided that. It kind of depends on what my D&D schedule will be like, but that is all for the future. I think I'm going to start signing out now. It is just forcing me into this little interlude thing here. I'm gonna just go back to title. But yeah, I'm gonna call the stream here. So I have been Soulrack Dragon. I hope you've all enjoyed today's stream or video if you're watching this on YouTube. If you have, please leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. Like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to my channel, same name, same games, plenty of content to enjoy, and follow me on Twitch. Same name, same game, and you can catch when it is I go live. But that is all for now. Thank you all once more so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.